Initiating System 1. System 1 loaded.
The Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the Station of Decapitation Without Your Head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, Gorecasters, and welcome back here to the Gorecast with me, Johnny Deadly, and just a trio of horror-loving sons of bitches with you tonight, as Buzz is not here. I can't remember where he is now.
Blackout.
Oh yes, Buzz has evidently, conveniently enough, it would turn out in keeping with theme with one of the movies for tonight that they're test running Purge in certain states in America at the moment. Buzz is one of them.
Decided to take advantage of it.
And Godspeed with you, sir, and we hope to see you next week.
Because, dude, what was it like when he hit us this morning? It was like already 16 hours without power.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, if I had 16 hours of no power or internet, I'd have already started the purge by now.
Dude, shit.
I bet
You can trust me. You can trust me.
No,
I was talking about that before she left. She's like, dude, what are you going to do if there's no power?
We have Bill and Kate in the chat with us at the moment. Rochi and Reaper, how is it going? Welcome.
Hi, buddy.
You know, my face is no longer on fire, and it doesn't feel like people are setting explosives off in the back of my fucking head. And I have to say, I'm not usually down for... I'm a man of science, customarily, and don't get me wrong, I believe in holistic therapy and certain things, but fucking hell, Pam sent me this dude that does these jaw massages if you have a toothache. Almost instantaneous results to an impressive level.
Maybe because he was hitting the right pressure points and relieving the nerve endings and stuff.
Dude, the way I picked it up was if you have a toothache or there's an abscess or 90% of tooth issues, there's like a buildup of pressure under the tooth is one of the things that causes the issue with the tooth. And the muscle relaxant, or the muscle massage somehow releases the pressure.
Yeah.
It's a little bit finicky. It's kind of like get up under your jaw to where like the tendon connects under your jaw and you just massage that a little bit. And when you've hit that magic spot, you can actually feel the tooth just go, ah. It's good shit. It's good shit.
You know, I was just thinking, just getting back to Buzz and his little power outage. I can just imagine, right? After like hour 2 or 3, when he's sitting there kind of going, shit, no power, no TV. The hell am I going to do? The hell am I going to do? And finally looking over at that stack of stuff that he uses to hold up his phone and stuff when he's doing the show going, damn you, Giz, I'm going to have to read.
Yep. Oh, God, I would have to if the power goes out here.
Oh, no.
Well,
happy place. Need to go to a happy place.
Dude, this is why I'm so glad that I have a fucking library.
Yeah, you see, that's my only issue would be, although we have power banks and stuff in the house, my library is on my phone.
Yeah.
Although your library is on your Kindle, although you also have it all backed up on your...
Yeah.
Although actually, no, I tell a lie. Actually, I wouldn't be that bad because I could plug the phone into the computer and transfer comics or books over from the phone to the computer. So yeah, it's fucking yeah. I'd be sorted. I also have like 50 movies on my phone at any time. What?
How would you power the computer?
Oh, yes. There's a power outage. Yeah, no, it'd be on my phone. It'd be on my phone.
All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I'll just. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
sorry. I my brain eliminated power outage, and I just went straight to my worst nightmare, which was no internet,
Right.
and neglected to remember that everything else didn't work as well. Sorry, I said a lie. Yeah, no, we have power banks and stuff, so we like. I'd say we'd be okay for
So he's kind of doing the math, like, are we okay? I
carry
think we're
carry the one and
I have matches, candles, and a rough idea of how to start a fire using branches and stuff.
like we have a fucking buttload of books here as well, but it's like I kind of left most of my books out in my parents' house, so it was like it's mostly crime novels, which customarily are not my reading.
Yeah,
I like the odd one, do you know what I mean? But they wouldn't normally be my reading thing, unless they're like true crime novels, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
Give me out the details, please.
My
Thanks.
tablet, because that's got all my comics on it. So
As
But-
always, Bill has his usual. As always, Bill has his usual fucking Wile E. Coyote solution. No, well and good, Bill. But what happens when you run out of power in your car because you keep using it to charge up your computer?
hey, you know what? Tomorrow's
I won't lie to you. That would be a you'd need to be in serious power outage territory, like days, I think, for you to
Right.
drain a car battery.
Okay, but even still,
As long as
I'm
you as long as when you were driving the tablet, you actually went for a drive, maybe instead of just leaving the thing.
oh, well, yeah. Assuming society hasn't crumbled away and people aren't boarding up roads and resorting to bandito tactics again.
okay. Like that's
Yeah.
purge kind of blackout, though. We're just talking like
I
storms.
think we should actually change the way this conversation's gone. I think we should actually change the order discussed and just go for the purge first.
purge.
Yeah, we might just go purge first. I'm just
When,
going.
when you think about it, society is really not need much to go straight into
but
the
it
whole,
would be like, but like 16 hours of a blackout. Yeah, I am not a fucking happy camper. I don't think I'm like ready to purge yet.
You might not be. However,
Then maybe like
yeah, you might not be. However, I was shown a video earlier of a guy in a kitchen, and his wife had hidden a speaker up on a cupboard thing, and when he was just like washing a pan or something, she hit the button and just wow, I feel good, and he jumped out of his skin, landed on the ground, and then he instantaneously went into psycho mode.
Yeah.
He didn't laugh. He didn't find it humorous. He didn't like playfully turn around and go, "I'll get you." No, he went full on. What do you think you're doing? Ah! So my point is,
some people can't do it, but
yeah, you might be content to just be a little bit niffed after 16 hours. I guarantee you, somebody in that mad bar of a country that you live in is going to go, "It's 2 hours. I'm going purging," because for some strange and God's unknown reason, they will think that everyone else will.
I'll tell you something for nothing. The minute I hear, I'm assuming she got the speakers and had the purge signal siren blare through it. Was it?
Oh, no, it was like fucking.
So
That's
I feel
feel good.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. If
No, the siren.
if someone played those sirens while I was in the kitchen or something like that, you'd want to be able to catch me fairly quickly and let me know it's a joke. Otherwise, it's game on.
No.
It's game on.
That's
The hockey mask goes on and the fun times come out.
Right. Oh yeah, no, that fucking changes the playing field.
Yeah.
But the whole "I feel good," like that's just somebody that can't take a fucking joke.
There's some,
Like
some serious issues
Oh,
you can
and-
get resolved in the purge tonight.
What got me was the entire, it was 2 minutes worth of a video. The 10 seconds was the setup and that. And then the rest of it is him acting like I was expecting him to be wearing nappies or something. He was just a tantrum throwing child.
no shit.
I don't feel good. No,
Just
I don't feel. And his wife just
tantrum
running in and
child.
yes, I know. I realize how fucking ironic it is for me to be the one saying that.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to say it. I just realized it still says Horror News Tuesday up in the corner. Okay.
But
It says
like
Thursday.
No.
the siren
in the corner where we
that's-
have the logo. It's okay. I have it fixed now. It's okay. I'm pretty sure I have it fixed. There it goes, coming across the screen. Good shit. Good times.
Rochi's
There we
like, Johnny, if it happens, I'll meet you in the field between our estates.
Game on, Roshi. It's happening. We're all gone. I have spare masks if you're looking for something funky to wear, by the way. I actually have a purge mask.
We all do. I've got a nice fucking silver skull, right? I mean,
No, I mean as in I have a legit purge mask. I've got like the clown face with the half American flag.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. From that time myself and Giz went on a purge with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
how can you forget about it? It's right there on the pic
Yeah.
on screen.
I think we should play that trailer tonight. I know it's not the actual episode that's going to come out, but I think we should play the Purge trailer.
No, it's definitely like in keeping of the fucking theme.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay, we'll play the Purge trailer at the end of the show tonight because that's fun. I really want to play that whole saga eventually.
You know, it's funny, right? You said how maybe we need to change things around and go on to the Purge since we've been talking about it so much. But I was just thinking in my head, and well,
That's
at
never
least
good.
2 of these films have kind of purges, and another one has. How can I best?
As I described it in the Twitter post, I said tonight on Gorecast Unplugged we cover what was it I said? I said recovering Suicide Squad, Blood Red Sky and Forever Purge, and then it just goes ... So basically comic book bloodbaths, airborne bloodbaths, and politically driven bloodbaths.
Yep, pretty much. That's exactly
Yep.
what I meant. Also, hi, thanks for joining us.
Bree
Phil
just
coming,
joined us.
Bree. The gates to you.
Apparently, she got sidetracked, which happens.
I'm going to ring your boss and I'm going to be like, we try to stay to a relatively tight
Right.
airing schedule and I can't keep delaying the show
It's
just so we can be on air in time for Bree to get home. And
not
you
her
and I-
boss this time.
not her boss
You need
this
to-
time. Who am I ringing?
Parents
Time she gets
making her
home.
babysitting and being kids.
Right,
Ooh.
okay. I'm going to be calling your parents and we'll be like, you're aware children are evil, aren't you? What are you even doing? What is it? Like, why would you even... Sure, the world's going to blow up in the next fucking 15 years. What's the point? We're just going to give it a sec because we're probably going to get kicked off. We're probably going to
Hey, I
get
was
kicked off
this
air.
time I sidetracked. I may or may not have been playing a game. Oh, okay. So like we're all like trying to be supportive of Bree, and she's busy like fucking gaming. Like, what the hell?
Fair. If she was gaming, it was probably to get away from the fragging kids who she nearly had to kill earlier.
But that's what we're here for. Like,
Reaper, that is possibly one of the best things that I've ever heard during one of our... I also realized that I need to turn this light down because fuck me, that is bright.
I didn't even know they had a Dr. Phil mask. That's
They have I won't lie to you, scarily enough, they have everything because of with 3D sculpting technology and everything now. You can literally just get a photo of someone and make a mask.
oh.
Well, you get the photo of someone and you make the kind of the bust of their head, and then once you have the bust of their head, you're in production basically.
No, that's true. Okay.
Is that more of an acceptable brightness? Yes, there we go. Good things. It was too bright. I looked like. Do you remember the in keeping with our aliens episode from last week? Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns was getting the radiation therapy and everyone thought he was an alien? I come
bring
in
you
love.
love.
I bring you love. Yeah, I was that glowing.
So much thanks to the TV in front of me. I look like a goddamn Smurf every week.
I cannot believe
You
I
know,
have a-
if you listen to your friend, the cinematographer and lighting director, if you just put a white light on in front of your face, it will remove that issue. Like, if you were, just off the cuff right here, if you were to have, like, a touch phone, because I know you don't at the moment, but, like, if you had a touch phone that you could, like, download one of those screen torch things on, and you have that on white, and instead of you having your main light on in the background, you just had that little desk lamp on, you would actually have a very nicely lit shot, my friend.
Don't think you quite understand. It's a big TV that's causing the blue light.
Yes,
And
but
big
if you...
TV is what I'm watching.
Cool,
Our
but
stuff
if
on.
you... What you don't understand is the way cameras work. So if you add the white light, it'll dilute down the blue light, and then if you have this lighter light going on in the background of the lamp, it'll make it refocus everything to you sharper. So everything will be brought down a little bit. There will still be a slightly bluish tint to your face, but mostly it'll be gone.
I don't know. I kind of like Bill with the whole ginger smurf. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like the ginger smurf.
I think I prefer angry Smurf.
Angry.
Same thing,
Smurf.
you know?
I just, more
Like-
words, same person.
Like, if you were to hear over adding a new Smurf to the Smurf village, his name's Angry Smurf, what connotations of a character would you have? I'm seeing red hat and black pants and a ginger fucking beard.
Yep.
And if the original Suicide Squad... If the original Suicide Squad movie is anything to go by, I'd probably, have, like, fuck you tattooed across your forehead or something.
Right.
Yeah. Or like Vivian from The Young Ones, where you just have like 3 piercings of like studs in your forehead for effective headbutting people.
Vivian, you were an inspiration to us all.
Oh,
Headbutted a nuke,
Yeah.
that bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a knife.
Yeah,
Vivian.
Vivian's a god among men. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Right, so will we do... I guess we will do the Forever Purge first.
Hey, like, I kind of feel like we're kind of there with the whole angry ginger smurf thing, so that just kind of rolls right into the purge.
And the fact that we had a whole conversation about the Purge for like 20 minutes.
I mean, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole
I'd love it, if it wasn't for the fact that you can blatantly hear the fact that we're discussing how this has worked out on air, it would have looked like we rehearsed that opening. Yeah. Which
This is
Yeah.
fucking half an hour to get something right. We have actually rehearsed. Are
he's
you insane?
laughing because there's been 1 or 2 episodes of the Gorecast which not so much that we rehearsed, but due to like Giz forgetting segments where he's supposed to jump in with something that we'd pre-discussed, or me forgetting stuff where we've ended up having to retake episodes. And I'm like, if we did a couple of dry runs of this before we actually do the record, we'd probably be able to work out a lot more funnier jokes. The Giz just like, nah. Yeah, but you lose the natural flow of things. Yeah, you lose the natural flow of things, but by being more concise and knowing what you're actually going to say before you say it to a certain degree. Nah.
Hey, man.
Nah.
This is me. Let
Giz-
it flow now.
Giz doesn't do second takes.
There you go.
Yeah. I've explained this to Hart where he's like, I've explained this to Hart where he's talking about shooting that Gorecast movie, and I'm like, I was like, you are aware Giz is going to be in for a crash landing, and he's watching me, and I was like, there's no second, out of every season, there's maybe, I would say 5, if even,
Out of the entire season?
Out of the entire season, there's probably 5, if even, second take episodes.
I count that as just showing how good we are.
Yeah, because we came from live format to pre-record. Well, we started pre-record and then went live, and then went back to pre-recorded and live. So, yeah, but you and I have both done radio shows. Do you know what I mean? So we're both used to a more live format. Do you know what I mean?
I basically, the show that I'm doing at the moment, because I'm not actually on a station, is just me pre-recording and sticking it up online. But even still, myself and Trevor deliberately do a show that's supposed to sound like you're listening to a live thing. It just flows better for us.
Yeah. And even my filming background comes from live production more so than film production initially. Do you know what I mean? Because it was all TV stuff I was doing initially. So that was all live. So, yeah, there we go. That was a history of things that I wasn't expecting to get. Don't know where that came from.
Anyway, we weren't expecting a Twitter Purge fucking conversation either, but
I don't know. Yeah, but
out.
as the Purge conversations go, is it the most unrealistic conversation you could have imagined happening?
Nope.
Between us, no.
No, in general. I've proactively been like, Purge sounds like a great idea. You know what I mean? You release the bloody virus instead of letting everyone have a bit of crack. That's a joke. That's a joke before anyone goes fucking mailing me in.
Right.
This is what I was saying a while ago. I mean, it was looking at the start like people might kind of go a little bit, the world's going to end, let's break everything.
Yeah, actually, Rochi's completely right. There's an LED desk light you can buy in deals for like £2. You know the.
Baby Jesus.
Sorry, do you know? Actually, I'll go even one further. Do you know the little white light that lights up the fucking V for Vendetta mask on the door? That's like I have hanging behind it in the studio. Yeah, that's literally from deals for about $2, and that would actually do the job. Just I would probably buy a little bit of grease-proof paper and put it over it, because otherwise it'll take the eyes out of you. Going straight in your face. The grease-proof paper will kind of null it down a little bit.
Shit's that bright.
It's pretty bright for like it's really bright for like a little LED lamp.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, like it's got like a little softbox thing on it, so there's only like 4 LED bulbs in it. But if you have that like that kind of softbox reflective plastic around it, it kicks out the light.
Huh. All right.
Right. Okay.
How
Purge?
can I let the street lights shine in, Bill? It's fucking 12:30 at night, you dunce.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna go Purge. Purge. Okay.
I need Bree's like I need more aloe vera pomegranate drink. That just does not sound like something you should drink. Aloe vera.
Okay, so the Forever Purge, we're going to start moving into the movies and transitioning out of the pomegranate. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not the biggest pomegranate fan, personally. Although, you know, if it's on its own, no. But if it's in some sort of fruit juice based something else, you know, where pomegranate's like one of the components of said tasty beverage, that wouldn't bother me too much.
Yeah, I still can't sign off on the whole pomegranate thing.
It's from
I tried
Korea.
once.
Well,
Fuck
if
that.
if the
Why
juice
does Rochi
industry
think that
is
aliens were supposed to...
what?
Why does Rochi think that aliens were supposed to arrive yesterday?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that myself. But
Rochi Goose,
I-
could you open the curtains and let the Rochi yesterday turn out to be crap? Aliens were supposed to arrive and didn't.
Huh?
Was there some fucking Independence Day thing I missed? Or
Not that I fucking knew of.
Rochi, either explain yourself in the chat and/or, which I can imagine is probably going to be the more realistic thing that's going to happen. I'm going to get sent a link.
Because I don't remember hearing of like any calendars or like fucking, you know, like there was a weird star in the sky that said Tuesday is going to fucking be awesome for you all.
I'll tell you what, right? How about we move on with this whole purge endeavor that we're talking about first, and then Rochi will have probably answered or sent me respective info that we can reassess at the end of said purge movie. How's that sound to everybody? Okay, so God damn it, no. Okay, or we can just go through it now. Apparently some guy from the future, time traveler shite, oh yes, said aliens were supposed to arrive yesterday and start a war.
Some time traveler motherfucker?
Bastard. I don't know about aliens arriving and starting a war now. That's one I have an issue with. Purge, I'm down
There's
for.
also-
I'm down for it. Lads with laser guns, I don't know what you're expecting me to be able to do.
Also, because he's a time traveler, he technically would have shifted dimensions, which means as soon as he comes back and warns us, people could have gone into doing stuff to prevent it, or just his very appearance would have offset the timeline.
Yeah, that's true, because he is essentially the cause and effect of new ripple effect, because he's
Almost.
altering a timeline that, yeah.
It almost kind of seems like
You're
like
supposed
a
to
tomorrow.
just, it's supposed to be like being in a very fancy antique shop. Look, don't touch. You know? Anyway, Purge.
Purge.
Okay, so
Shit,
2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay, so full discretion, this isn't particularly awesome. It's not terrible, but it's not
Mind blowing.
Okay. Yeah.
mind blowing. I think isn't even the word to use. Do you know what I would use for this is rudimentary.
Political.
It's very well. Look, in fairness, all of the Purge movies are very politically driven. Do you know what I mean? Like that's kind of.
But I just felt like this one was like kind of like it just leaned on it more. I don't know. Like it just felt like it leaned on it more so than usual. Or was lighter. Like I can't really put my finger on it.
So
I think
essentially, the whole story, we'll get a quick synopsis of what's going on, and then we can start discussing the bits and bobs. So, essentially, I can't remember what year it is.
48.
What? 2048?
It's 2048.
Okay,
Years after the last film.
Yeah. 2048. Everyone's been purging on since the last movie. It's still as usual a thing as ever. A bunch of, like a white supremacist group that I think have shown up in the Purge before, or you can see the kind of the founding stones of it getting built up in the Purge before anyway. They collectively, as a unit across America, decide we're not able to get enough work done in the 12-hour period. And I'm using the word work done literally because that's the way they look at it. We're not able, can't clean up America in just 12 hours a year, you know what I mean? So anyway, doing, we're going to just, how about we just keep on purging? And everyone's like, well, you can't keep purging, and they're, you know, because it's kind of illegal. And then you're like, I won't lie to you, I murdered 50 people last night. So what's legal and not legal isn't really one of the things that's floating around in my head right now, if you know what I mean. So basically, I don't like them colored people of any sort of color, even though technically white people are kind of a color as well, because we're essentially more pink than white. But that's not the way I look at things, because colored people are goddamn fucking goddamn whatever. So we're going to keep on purging until we got all them colored people and colored likey people out, and then we just keep on purging. Then we got perfect America.
And then it's like literally the Forever Purge.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, there's a point in this film, right, where because you had somebody on screen at the beginning of the movie talking about how America was infected with a disease of violence. When things went
telegraphed.
No, it's not that. I had it in my head at one point that the whole gag was going to be, because they're on about making America pure and, you know, cleaning it up, that the whole gag was going to be, it's actually Native Americans that are organizing all of this, and they view all of the fucking the whites, any that ever came to their land as,
do you know what?
True.
I won't lie to you. If you had done that, that's a better fucking movie. Because that would have
does it again.
That would have been that would have been a total fucking swerve. Because all you have to do is keep the fact that it's Native Americans out of the trailer. You could still have them doing all of the hate speech and things like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they're all masked, so you don't know who's doing what. That would have been a good swerve where you kind of nearly get behind them to a certain degree. Do you know what I mean? Where you're kind of like, well, what goes around comes around, my friend. You know what I mean?
And that whole bit at the end, which admittedly I wasn't able to watch because Garam's stupid laptop. Yeah. But, you know, if
you missed
after
nothing.
Eating,
you literally missed nothing.
My whole thing is that whole bit at the end, they get to the place and all the rest of it, and just the lads who were leading them there turn around and go, well, thank you for making this highly entertaining.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the overall synopsis of Forever Purge. Right. Okay.
It tries to center in on the dynamic between a couple of characters as a microcosm to show the racism that's driving the overall purge, and to kind of have a white guy who's prejudicial against Mexicans having to team up with a Mexican guy who has worked on the ranch, and he knows that this guy doesn't like it because of Mexican.
It's more kind of showing how the
well, and there was also a lot of
the kind of, it's kind of to show how the slider of racism is more prevalent. You know what I mean? How it's a very slippery slope from just being kind of like, look, it's not that I have a problem with you guys. I think everybody's fucking, look, we're all the fucking same thing or whatever, but I just think fucking whites should stick to whites and fucking Mexicans should stick to Mexicans. You know what I mean? Which is kind of like well, he views every man equal, but he just thinks, you know, everyone should stick to their own thing, which is significantly less racist than the guys who are deciding to keep on purging. But you can see how it's just it's a very slippery slope. How you can get from A to Z very fucking quickly when you're on that ladder. You know
I will say, I liked the fact that they brought up in the movie the different levels of racism, because you've got the Dylan character. He was the rich son. And, you know, he wasn't just as good at horses as Juan was.
Juan. No, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You know,
sorry, Bill, when was this? Just
apparently
today. Where?
Plymouth.
England? Or Plymouth, America?
I don't.
Is there a Plymouth in England?
No, Bill said it was in the UK.
Yeah, there we go. UK tonight.
Fucking hell, that's unusual to see in the fucking UK.
8 p.m. is when it happened.
Jesus Christ, that's fucking crazy. I don't know if we can super go talking about that here,
Right.
because we're kind of not a.
But I
Yeah.
guess it's one
Yeah.
spot in it.
I also kind of don't want to go talking about it specifically in this section,
Yeah.
just because I feel it's slightly in bad taste.
To be
So-
honest, I for that kind of thing happening once or twice over the course of my life in England. It's not a common thing.
So, like, I will
Because
say,
we don't
like,
have guns mostly over here.
oh, fuck, that's right.
We're
I
not.
forgot about
We're talking about.
Or England.
No, England doesn't either, though.
Don't they have more lax rules in regards hunting weapons?
I think you still need a hunting. It's the same as over here. You need a hunting
Fair.
license and a gun license.
My understanding is it's, like, usually just police that are armed. I don't even know if they're fully armed over there. But
No, like there are gun clubs and stuff over here. Like the guy Keo that I do the Call of Duty game streams with is like in a gun club,
Oh, okay.
but it's all
Oh, here we go. Shotguns, rifles are allowed on license. Okay.
like so like hunting stuff. But I mean, sniper rifles also come into rifles. Well, marksman rifles come into
Yeah,
that kind of
just put
rifle
a scope
territory.
on it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Okay. So it's not too much different from Australia then, because like they're allowed like target shooting, like if you're in that.
Oh no!
field,
It's,
like,
it's even stricter in Australia. You need to be like an actual farmer or something in Australia for you to be allowed to have a. You need to be dealing with wild animals essentially.
well, it's like farmers, and if you're like competition, if my understanding. For Australia.
Yeah, probably because they do have a team
It's
in.
probably got to be or something first.
Yeah. Well, it's called a permit. Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't think
so,
there was any permits needed for most of the people in the Forever Purge. I think they just grabbed stuff and started shooting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh well, no, they didn't
So-
just grab stuff and start shooting. They just bought the legal guns that they're entitled to buy, which are AK-47s, rocket launchers, and fucking grenade launchers, depending on what part of America you live in. And they just bought them.
I did think it was interesting that they had stuff that would appear to be army surplus. All it was going through my head there is, well, that just
Like, have you ever seen some of the guns that get, like, if you've ever watched Cops where your man, like, has a license for the gun for personal use, and I'm like, what fucking, on what part of the planet is an M14 a fucking gun for personal fucking use? I can definitely take out at least 60 deer in one fucking go if they're all in a, I don't know, shopping center kind of scenario.
When you're feeding the homeless, dude, you just want to try to drop as many deer as possible. That's the mindset.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely,
Yeah.
that's definitely.
No, I will say though, like in this one, I did like the fact that they brought up the different levels of kind of racism, because Dylan wasn't like saying necessarily like standing on the street screaming profanities at people, but he just kind of, like you said, wanted like, hey, you stay over there, I'll stay over here. Like he didn't
he's
even
what I
want
like to
somebody-
deem a friendly racist.
Right.
I
Like
think
he
yes.
didn't even want somebody like raising, like not help rate, like a nanny. Like he was like, no, the
Hey.
wife's got it. We're not
Oh no,
gonna take
his issue with the nanny was the nanny was teaching his kid Mexican. What's his
Right.
issue with the nanny?
He was just like, hey, we're
He
gonna
didn't
get
have
our own.
he didn't have a problem with having a Mexican nanny. His issue was the fact that the kids were learning Mexican.
Well, but
I
that's
think-
kind of, like if he didn't want him learning Mexican, like he didn't really want her. Like he kept pointing out, like the wife's got this. Don't fucking worry. Like
The other
he kept wanting
when you look
excuse.
the other thing with a lot of his racism as well is, and like don't get me wrong, it is like a seeded in racism, but a lot of his racism in the movie anyway specifically is very much fueled by jealousy because the head
because he was looking.
the head farmhand guy that's on the farm with them, who's a Mexican lad, is he the head farmhand?
Yeah, it's one.
Yeah,
it's
Juan.
one.
Yeah,
That's
no, I was
the-
just trying to
the guy
think. He's not the head farmhand
No,
guy.
no.
He's not that. It's that
He's just good.
one. It's just really, really good
Yeah.
at calming down horses, and
And Juan
the
is
alpha
50
that-
times better a fucking cowboy than your man is.
Right.
So as your man, fucking Dylan. There we go. Sorry, Dylan is looking at the fact that his old fella is looking is looking at Juan with pride at the fact that he can do all this stuff. I mean, that was even one of the things that he's often said. There's a cowboy. Dylan's left, like he tried to calm down this horse and have a fucking clue.
Dylan gets on the horse and gets bucked around the place, and your man doesn't even try to get on the horse. He just kind of stares down and essentially not even stares. Yeah,
just calm it down.
Yeah, it's not even a stares down. It's just the horse. You know the way some people with animals, it's just the animals just can sense a vibe off them where it's like, okay, you're cool. You know what I mean? He's one of those.
It's because Dylan's there trying to do this stuff. He's trying to calm down this horse in front of his father. He's trying to show off in front of his father. He's trying to show off in front of everyone. So he's not in the right mindset. He isn't calm. When Juan walks in, Juan is perfectly calm, and the horse can pick up on that calmness, and so that calms down the horse.
That's why. Sorry, I said that so limerick there. That's why Juan. That's why Juan is 50 times a better cowboy than Dylan, because Juan is always calm as a fucking cucumber. Yeah. Even when all the purge shit was going on, he was calm as a fucking cucumber. Even when his wife was missing and they needed to go find her. Don't get me wrong, when I say calm as a cucumber, I'm not saying that Juan doesn't fuck shit up, because Juan fucks shit up, but Juan never loses control or gets rattled. Juan's always just laser focused on the fucking goal at hand. Must find wife. We have acquired wife. Must get out of town. There's a fucking horde of biker races surrounding the Jeep. Okay, in fairness, White Boy's wife sorted that out. Very intelligently done. Good move.
White Boy's sister.
And like that's just it. Like
no, it was the wife. It was the pregnant chick that did the.
No.
It was the sister.
Okay, sorry.
No.
At the risk of sounding racist, there was too many white blonde chicks in this fucking movie. Lost track of who they were at some stages.
Dylan's wife was pregnant.
Yeah, who's also blonde.
Yeah.
And the sister
she was redhead.
Yes.
Kind of browny color.
It was strawberry blonde.
She came off of Longmire, so like she still looked the same from the show. And she
don't even know what that is.
Good show, actually.
Cool. What is it?
Longmire.
When I said I don't even know what that is, that wasn't a joke or an understatement. Never heard of it before in my life.
It was another one of those TV shows that started over here and then it got canceled, and Netflix picked it up for like 2 more seasons. It had a girl from Battlestar Galactica, Katie.
Katie Sackhoff.
There we go.
Okay.
Really good, kind of old school, kind of like sheriff, small town kind of thing, but it turned out pretty good.
Alrighty. Yeah, never heard of it before. So just sorting something out here. Yeah, okay, right. Here's I actually do think, and I like, considering we're kind of crapping on the movie, I actually do think that, as I said, that kind of theme of the slider of racism is a very slippery slope is actually handled really well in this.
Yeah, right. No,
I honestly think that's to the credit of the movie to handle that really, really well. And I didn't feel like it was been driven down my fucking throat. The fact that it was a big group of white supremacists that tried to keep a Forever Purge going, you could kind of see that happening if a purge was an actual thing going on, if you know what I mean. So none of that actual story arc there really at any stage did I feel like it was been driven down my throat. But it was also such a prominent part of the story that somehow in a Purge movie called The Forever Purge, I think I've seen the least amount of purging go on.
Dude, no shit. But I will, I kind of have to fucking give it though. Like you were saying, it's not really forced down your throat. And it also kind of it did character growth, because as much as Dylan doesn't want, or he wants everybody to be separate, when shit goes down, he's not as upset about who's in the fucking the foxhole with him. He quickly realizes we do have to work together.
Yeah.
Unlike, say, the people that are, powering the purge.
Yeah, and it also wasn't driven down the throat, because I actually liked how it was actually handled like a very natural. Yeah, actually, I mean, to be honest, if you think back through all of the Purge movies, he's probably one of the characters that you see actually get some of the biggest amount of character progression in a Purge movie. Do you know what I mean? But as I said, a lot of it boils down to the fact that there's been so many Purge movies before that there's kind of a certain, same with a Friday the 13th movie or a Halloween movie or any of those kind of big name franchise kind of movies where you just get to a stage where you want the movie to be different, but there are certain criteria that you were expecting to have in it, and loads of purging is customarily one of the criteria that you expect in a Purge movie.
And I kind of felt like this was more like I don't know, it was more like turf war. Like there was just not as much purging. Like you just kind of wound up like in shootouts with people while trying to get from like car 1 to car 2, kind of weird shit, or down the block. It was like, it especially when you look at the rest of the purges, like, you know, there's people dragging people out. Like we focused more kind of say politically and watching the people grow or the people will react to situations than we really did see the purge.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose when you think about it, some of the stuff that we saw in this, and it was only when you just mentioned it there, a lot of the stuff that we see in this in regards activities going on during the purge is stuff that we would have seen in previous films. So I guess from a certain point of view, you can kind of go, okay, well, the audience has seen pretty much everything that we can show them. So while they're aware of what kind of stuff is going on, it allows us to tell the story that's happening during all this, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
I get that logic, but I mean, the thing is, like, it's still supposed to be a horror movie.
No, and that's true. Like,
you know,
but it kind of reminded me of the one with Frank Grillo, where he was trying to protect the. What was she?
She was a senator that was possibly getting moved up to president, and if she got moved to president, she would have voted. She would have shut the purges down, basically.
Right. She did.
Huh?
She nearly did.
Win an election. Okay.
Oh yeah, she did actually in that election year one. Sorry, because I forget they don't happen in sequence.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is, right, she wins, but the next election, the new founding fathers get brought back in. They reinstate the purge. So that's where we are now. Now, interestingly enough, okay, this film was originally intended to be
that we're restarting in this one.
This film was originally envisioned to be the last of the Purge films, but apparently Jason Blum stated in June
that he
does indeed. He does indeed intend to continue the films, and he's working with convincing James DeMonaco to continue the story.
DeMarco?
Now, hang on, is he the guy who wrote it? Yeah. James DeMonaco.
Okay.
I'm probably horribly mispronouncing his name. Anyway, he is looking at continuing. Where did it go?
I've never heard of that. What's that?
He is looking to continue with the Frank Grillo character in another film, and also looking at the idea of the Purge.
I just hate
about doing a third TV show if they see the TV show they got it.
I just hate that they say something is going to be the last movie, and then the movie's barely out 3 weeks, and they're like, you know what, we probably got another 15 in this. Motherfucker, why even tell me it's the last one? That makes me feel like the only reason you said that is because you were dodgy about the movie, and we're like, okay, we need to get butts and seats for this. It's the last Purge.
Unless it's like kind of like prequel-ish kind of things, I don't really know. Like, I can't see anything really productive going on in the next one, unless it is just like straight up like fucking gore and what have you.
Okay. To be fair, there was about a year's gap between the film wrapping up and actually getting to be released. So with that in mind, over the course of the next year, it's possible, you know, just kind of turn around and go, you know what? Or even while they were doing it, they might have just decided, because they started filming it back in 2019.
Yeah.
So it could have been a thing where...
I won't lie to you.
Kind of going,
this hasn't been overly well received, to the best of my knowledge. So that could end up putting a nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Which is, I'm kind of surprised.
I'm not, because people go into Purge movies for, like, there's a political understory. Do you know what I mean? But like normally it's the politics kind of take a bit of a backseat to the murder, death, kill.
Like, at least over here, like, we're like right now, like super kind of political right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of surprised because it seems like this would be right down that alley of because it gives off the right amount of like good political vibes of like fighting this off, fighting that off, and so I'm kind of surprised that it did as bad as it did then.
Yeah, but like in saying that, all three of us were like,
Meh.
you know what I mean?
Like, I can't even say, like, I remember telling a friend about it and, like, didn't even really, like, oh, hey, dude, let's check it out. Like, I was like, hey, so I watched it. You know.
You know,
Usually-
like as I said, certain aspects of the movie are handled really, really well, but you can tell there's not a big budget behind it as normal. And I honestly think the lower budget probably has a lot to do with the lack of purging, and explains why there's more of a
Focus on storytelling.
and more of a Mad Max vibe to it, where it's more little clusters of people on the road doing stuff, opposed to citywide anarchy. It's just, as I said, some of the stuff's handled really well in it. When there is a bit of action going on, there's nothing really inventive to it. Is the problem? It's very just guys shooting at each other. Like normally in the Purge, there's some.
Street.
Yeah, like as is rolling on the screen at the moment, there a second ago, there is the one where Juan's wife gets caught by the two bunny rabbit hillbilly guys. That
Probably about the best part.
That was the most purgy bit of the Purge movie.
No, I did like, what was that? Like, we were in that old cabin hut. I don't know. Like, there was a fight scene in there.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool, but that's still just a fight scene that you could see in any, like, action film. There was no, like, necessarily, like, super purgy of it. It was just, like, try not to fucking die here kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it did look cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if you look at the Purgers, like, the majority of the masks are just lads in balaclavas now. No one's even fucking... I remember when people used to put a bit of pomp and circumstance into their Purge nights. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and it wasn't even really creepy. Like, I felt like there was, like, a slight creep in the other ones. Like you said, they put fucking effort into their, like, costumes and shit like that. Like...
Yeah, it was much more... Like, the thing with the other Purge movies were, because, like, you met these... miscellaneous groups of people that you knew were going to end up going purging customarily in the movie, and then you get to see them, you know, go fucking crazy and put on their suits, and then that's where the horror movie element used to come in, because you'd see them kind of stalk down individuals and get them into a building and fucking they go murder them and all that kind of thing, whereas this is really more of an action movie than anything, if you think about it, because it's mostly just driving around in gunfights.
Well, and like you said, with the lower budget, I mean, we kind of...
I think it's a lower budget. I won't lie to you. I haven't actually double checked it, if it's a lower budget or not. It feels lower budget. I'll put it that way.
Well, like, okay, we kind of, like, if you think about it, we sleep through the actual Purge. We're all hunkered down, like everybody's drinking fucking coffee because we know it's coming.
Yeah.
It's not until after the Purge that the movie, like, supposedly takes off with the Forever Purge.
There's a little bit of purging you see, but it's all quick, wide shot.
Right. Okay, This one was 18 million budget.
And it made 68.1 million.
Kind of surprised that it didn't do well then. I don't know what they were shooting for.
Yeah, well,
That's
68.1 million people put their butts in seats and didn't enjoy the movie. That's what that means.
Wow. Okay. I know, sweetie.
Giz, talk there for a sec.
Sorry. Dog just came.
So I muted my mic briefly and I fucked things up.
No, I didn't know you. I didn't know you can mute your mic at the. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's me making sure I don't deafen everybody when I cough.
Okay, that's all good. That's all good. Anyway, I think that's us done on the Purge for the minute. Look, if you like your Purge movies, you might as well watch it, because there is there is, as I said, there is some really well done stuff in it, and I do think it is worth a watch. But it's just it'd be on my lower end of the Purge movies if I was to rank them. I'll put it that way.
Right, dude. Making additional Purge films. Like, I just scrolled down and caught the rest of that to continue the story.
Right, we're going to hit the trailer for the Purge, and then we're going to be back, and we're going to be talking about Blood Red Sky, the new airborne vampire flick out on Netflix. Back in a minute.
The annual Purge will conclude in 3, 2, 1. you for your participation.
We survived.
All police and emergency services have been reinstated. All crime, including murder, is now illegal.
Come on, let's get to work. One night only. Rest of the year is peaceful.
Help me! Help me! The purge is over, please!
No, it ain't.
This is insane. Nobody hear the sirens?
There's no crime anymore. Anything goes.
You rich can't hide behind your steel walls no more. Powerless. How's that feel? This is the real purge. The Forever Purge!
Hurry up! They're coming! Come on! Follow me!
There's nowhere safe to go. No way to get help.
Oh my god.
We gotta find another way to get out of here.
This country's gonna collapse.
Mexico is opening its borders for the next 6 hours.
Let's go.
We're in this together.
Speak!
Does this translate?
And we're back. We made it. It was looking sketchy for a while. Bloomhouse. You cheeky monkeys. Thank you. Oh, maybe. Or watch the stream get pulled once we finish.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Well, as long as the stream finishes, if there's an issue, it's very easily editable, outable on YouTube and back to legal thing. I usually have a disclaimer when the video is finished that if I have to do that, that it's just like, if you're wondering where the trailer went, talk to insert. I should probably stop tagging people when I do that. At Bloomhouse's YouTube page. Yeah, so that's that's the trailer for the Forever Purge. As I said, it's the political side of it is handled very well, but it's just too much political, even though it's not overtly driven down your throat.
Right,
Political.
like it's more political than like just random like, hey, let's go kill some people in a fucking purge.
Yeah, like if all the other Purge movies were deeper, like in a meaningful manner, I this wouldn't have stood out as much. Do you know what I mean? It's just the fact that this was very much more like I'm enjoying the character progression, but there's a significant body count that I'm kind of lacking.
Because I think Giz said it to me before the show. He's like, well, they've all been political. And I'm like, yeah, but like this one just felt more so.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, next movie up came out on Netflix a week or two ago, if you remember.
Wait. The Gore vote.
Oh, yes. Gore vote. Okay, what's everyone doing for Forever Purge?
3.
Yeah, I think I have to go 3 because it's not like I didn't like it. Like they did good work. It's just not what I was wanting
It
out
was
of it.
literally a middle of the road film.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of the film was on the middle of the road.
Because like it's shot well, the story's good, the development's good. I just can't call it a Purge film, so I gotta go 3.
Yeah, 3. I'm okay with 3. So yeah, just 3. That's good.
Yeah.
That's the one benefit of buzzing up in here tonight. He'd have thrown a point something in there.
I'm gonna go with 2.4.5.
You're going to go with 2.
All right, so we've got like terrorists in the sky with blood red sky.
Yeah, this is essentially what was that Harrison Ford movie where he's the president?
Oh,
Air Force One.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Air Force One, except it's not a president, and it's just a bunch of normal people. And instead of being a bunch of terrorists, actually, it is a bunch of terrorists. But eventually, there's a vampire on the plane who isn't one of the terrorists, and it goes terribly wrong. Especially once all of the terrorists start becoming vampires.
That's one off I had about the trailer. I wish they would have hidden that more.
I'm motherfucking sick of these motherfucking vampire terrorists on my motherfucking plane.
As you start to kind of watch the trailer before they give it away, I'm like, oh, what's the deal?
Yeah.
And then they fucking give it away, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a motherfucking vampire and a motherfucking plane. Cool. And I'm not gonna lie, it was still good, but I think they could have hidden that a little bit. And
consider the film's handled, because the way it opens up and the way that the character is introduced, you could think he suffered from leukemia or something like that.
I get that, but and I do agree that the trailer does you're kind of like, I won't lie to you, I don't know, could you have kept the fact that it's a vampire out of the trailer?
I don't know.
It's kind of like all that the kind of swerve where it seems like she has leukemia or whatever at the start. That's maybe the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, and then they're on the plane with the terrorists. And once the terrorists start going crazy, it's pretty chompy, pretty quick.
And to be fair, if you've got a good eye, you can spot something before all that happens.
Right, but up till that moment, hey, I don't know. Oh, fuck, fangs. This is a vampire film. That's cool if you want to do that in the first 15 minutes of the film. I just I would have liked to not kind of already given that to me in the trailer. I still would have kind of oh, what the fuck is this about? 15 minutes in. Oh, that's a vampire. Cool.
Actually, if you look at it, they put it away in the poster.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't actually see the trailer. And as soon as somebody went, we're watching Blood Red Skies. Blood Red Skies, what's that? And I saw the picture and I went, oh, so that's what that is.
Yeah, and I mean, that may have just been them going, hey, look, we've got a new horror film. I don't know. It just kind of sucked that they gave so much away in the poster and the trailer.
That being said, however, the film itself is actually fucking really good.
Because
the way the story is told, you have Nadia, who is obviously the vampire, and she's meeting her son Elias at the airport because it's the middle of the day and he's checking in the luggage, and she obviously can't go out in the middle of the day. All this.
It's a shame that you started the plot, because I was after. For some reason, I'm just after realizing I think I can do the whole plot of this movie to the tune of the Brady Bunch theme tune.
Go on.
Oh.
No, you've already started. It's okay.
No, come on. Once you said the Brady Bunch, that's just on the table.
Oh, I'm gonna have to sing it now. It's the story of a deadly little lady and her loving and really loyal son. They have to take a plane ride to another country because they're on the run.
There we go.
Then that plane ride got invaded by a whole bunch of really angry terrorists. One of them may seem familiar. He was in another TV show.
Nice.
Then those terrorists get really crazy and start shooting up the whole fucking plane. And then that lady has a moment where she goes insane because she's a blood-sucking vampire.
Not inaccurate.
Yeah. I've lost the flow of the tune now. Oh, that's
you're doing so fucking good, dude.
Thank you. If anyone feels like clipping that, by the way, clip it for me and I'll run it later on. Thank you. Well, I'm used to doing things on Twitch, and you can clip now on YouTube as well.
I was expecting some witty rhyme when you started going on about Dominic Purcell's character there for a minute, but it was just he looks familiar. He was on another TV show.
I stumbled there because I was like, I don't know how I can rhyme break with the last kind of thing. Phonetically, it didn't fit into the sentence.
Yeah, I don't know. Until the end, I thought you were doing really fucking good, man. Yeah. Even with just the whole another TV show, I thought it good.
Anyway, so as Johnny just summed up, the general story is that this lady and her son get on a plane. Now, what's interesting is she is on her way to.
I summed up a little more than that. Let's just clarify.
Okay. She is on her way to basically try and get a cure for the vampirism that she's dealing with.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is that, this is a nighttime flight. They're going to be flying ahead of the sun. They'll be arriving in New York. She's going straight into a clinic. All this stuff is set up. She's got just enough medication to do her for the flight.
Right.
Yeah, because
But,
there is a sort of a antivirus would be the wrong description. Not unlike Blade, there's kind of like a suppressant, I suppose would be the best.
And they do a good job as well of telling the story of how she would have gotten it, because we see the story of A, how she became a vampire, B, how she tried to deal with it, and then go back to where it happened, and then running into somebody who's already trying to deal with it, and as a result has already concocted this remedy to try and suppress it in himself, and clearly she goes off to work from that.
Yeah.
I will say that kind of backpedal fucked me up for a second. Like, the transition just happened so quickly. It took me a second to catch up to, like, where we were before, after. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's interesting that they tie it into every time she feeds and then she takes the suppressant. And every time she takes the suppressant, it's her. They do the flashbacks and we get that backstory.
Because if I'm correct in saying it's the...
I just catch it the first round, if that makes sense.
I got the impression that the vampires are less... what's the word I'm looking for? The suppressant. Yeah, there's a kind of a zombiness to them when they get...
There's more of a feral bestiality to them than zombie, but yeah.
Well, I said zombie just to try to kind of imply the uncontrollable nature of what they're dealing with. Do you know what I mean?
They do kind of have like a base function.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's something that's popped up in a lot of different vampire stories whereby once you go, you're gone. It's the idea of a vampire being restrained, or the Count Dracula being like the epitome of, okay, he can do that, but if you run into another vampire, they're not holding back, they're just going to eat you. They don't have the mentality or the strength to seem human.
Or if you even take it's more kind of exhibited in the books than the movie, but if you look at Louis from Interview with a Vampire, when he used to starve himself to stay away from the vampires, like he'd be feeding on rats and stuff like that, but if he did that for too long, when he finally did run across a human, he didn't just like drink their blood, he like
devoured them.
He gone. There was just bones left. He like inhaled them. Literally, he drank them dry, ate the flesh, licked the bones clean. So like it became a thing where he had to just admit to the fact that he did have to feed occasionally, otherwise he's a monster. Yeah.
Wow, that's fucked up. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's the two ends in the scale. Either you feed and you can never do anything but feed, or you resist it to the point that you then become the animal that has to feed and gorge itself and, regain itself.
Like the way it got rationalized to him in the book was he was like, if you feed, you can feed on them and not kill them. You know what I mean? If you keep holding off every person that you feed on, you're going to literally eat fucking alive. There won't be enough of them left to even be worth burying. You might as well just throw them in a box.
He finally figured out the lesser of the two evils then. Take a couple there.
Yeah. Butcher does the same thing with one of the characters in the Dresden Files. He's a succubus, so he feeds off sexual energy, and he ends up getting a job in a hair salon, and it's just the energy that's in the place, all the happy women, they're all in a good mood, all this stuff, all that is enough to sustain him.
Nice. Okay.
And with to control it, but once again, there are occasions in there's one or two points where he's all that's there is the beast because of being starved and whatever else. But it's the way that it's handled in Blood Red Sky. It's definitely the suppressant is what allows her to be far more cognizant and far more in control than some of the other vampires that we see in it. Now that being said, that your Paul seemed to.
I also kind of wondered if that was like a age thing. Like she's been doing this a little bit longer than like the guy that just turned an hour ago. There was like a lot more primal because like it was like food and it chased. she like made the conscious effort of like trying to break a
I
windshield.
I honestly think that's just a build up of serum in her, where she's able to stay a little more cognizant than the rest of
Maybe
the
it's both. I think maybe it's both. Because there's definitely times where it's her son that snaps her out of it. So even
like,
if he
take a conscious effort to do this or that kind of thing.
But I mean, even like you see with the result of the movie that like even the son eventually, when you get to a certain level, it doesn't matter. Like in one of the flashbacks, she nearly fucking, you know, it was looking a little bit fucking hairy for the son at one stage.
No, that's true.
At the very end of it, when she that scene at the end where he's trying to get close to her and she is pushing him away because she knows what she is, and she maintains that, and she's gone at that stage.
Yeah.
So you think it's serum and time compared to everybody else that got turned?
She's had a little more, I think, between the serum and the length of time that she's had the disease. She's adapted a little more control over it than normal people.
It's the love. It's like Mickey Mallory, love killed the monster
aspect, because it was like kind of fuck you, I'll do anything for you. Like we see that through the entire fucking movie.
The whole point is that
do for the boy.
She's told him on the flashbacks that there's an evil in her, that nothing can be done about it, that they have to stop it. There's no way, nobody is strong enough to keep the evil in check. And we see time and time again that her love for her son is what keeps that in check. Now, whether the serum, the build-up allows her, helps with that or not, but it is definitely pointed out at several points that if not for him, she'd be gone. Her love for him is the only thing keeping her on board.
Because we see the boy go out of his way at such a young age to protect mom. So.
All in all, Blood Red Sky, really, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a really cool, really, especially in a kind of horror movie subgenre that's been around literally as one of the first kind of horror movies ever. Do you know what I mean? Actually, possibly not the first horror movie ever.
No, Frankenstein beat it to the punch, I think.
Yeah. Did it?
No, White.
What?
White Zombie. Yeah, I thought that was the first one.
There we go. Yeah. So, literally one of the first horror movies ever as a franchise. Vampires, basically, is what I'm getting at.
I would say, I'm not big on getting stuck in one scene, being on a plane, stuff like that. But I thought they really did good with.
I think if you have the right story to back up being locked into one location.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because there's the flashback and stuff, but they still made the plane part good.
Yeah, well, when you have a load of humans and some terrorists locked in a plane with this absolute beast,
truth,
and then all of a sudden the evil terrorists who were already quite a problem even for the beast now start getting up with beastly powers, you're going to have a fun time. Do you know what I mean?
And it doesn't help when one of the terrorists was
I know it's a bad example because I fucking hate Steven Seagal, but it's the one Steven Seagal movie that I like. Under Siege. No, not that one. I like that movie because it's not a Steven Seagal movie. He's only on the cover.
It's just because we were talking about a plane, so I figured
I'd like a lot more Steven Seagal movies if he blew up in the first 5 minutes of the fucking movie. I'd be so. But Under Siege worked because it was that claustrophobic feel where you're stuck on a ship with this military unit who are after locking down, all of the actual soldiers have gone off the fucking ship basically already because of some party or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's the same sort of thing where you just have a load of different elements of people locked on a flying tin can 50,000 feet in the sky with this absolute fucking unit of a fucking thing on the fucking plane looking to go murder them. You know what I mean? It's a really cool dynamic. And as I said, I found it really original. I know we have seen the more feral vampire in other movies, but it's not usually the way it goes. Do you know what I mean? And I like when it's, as I said, it's not, I use zombie as a description just for the lack of control that they eventually get. You know what I mean? But it's
the right thing.
Yeah, Feral. I like that kind of take on the vampire. The emotional story between the mother and son are brilliant. The dynamic. The
Kid was good.
Kid was really good. The whole.
It's rare to see a good young actor, and I thought he did really good.
Yeah.
Question. Did you watch it dubbed or subbed?
I watched it
dubbed.
I watched it both actually. I had the subs on as well.
I watch live action stuff with subtitles and I watch animated stuff dubbed. This time I cheated and watched it dubbed, and
if anything, I think you should do it the other way around, because a lot more gets changed in the anime subtext than the.
It really does.
It's just
like I get it. It's a pain in the ass sometimes because like I like to multitask, but I don't know, dude. Like
if you watch Bleach, there's nearly a whole there's a whole subplot that's missing if you watch the dubbed version. So I normally, when I watch anything that's that kind of thing, I'll have the subtitles and the English audio on, and I can kind of, if there's any differences, I can pick up on what the differences are. Because I'm always dicking around on my phone, like I'm always doing something for the fucking Gorecast. Do you know what I mean? So I have to.
But like I do feel
was the translation.
Do what?
You said that you were watching it dubbed with the subtitles on. So how accurate is it? I only put the subtitles on so I could understand during the
It wasn't like word for word, but it wasn't like word for word, but there wasn't like you wouldn't be missing anything. That'd be the best way of putting it. I don't think you're not really missing anything by the way it's worded with the audio.
Happens sometimes. It's just you can't do direct translation, so it's closest thing.
Yeah.
See, and I just go subtitled because I have found a few where there was a distinct difference, and like what was dubbed didn't have the same impact that was subtitled. Like they completely skipped a shit ton of stuff. Not in this movie, but I just mean like that's why I tend to stick to
Before
dub.
we move into the trailer and give our ratings when we come back, where we're going to be talking about the Suicide Squad, which I cannot wait to talk about. Roshi just said there, Feral Vampires, Blade 2, best ever done. I don't think so. They're really cool in Blade 2. No, some of them were.
The Feral Vampires were in the first one, really. Remember the ones who didn't work out right? The second one,
no, they weren't. It wasn't that they didn't work out right. They were starved.
Yeah. But the second one didn't have feral ones. It had the mutation of the gene.
Yeah, but the ones with the mutation of the gene were more feral. There was only one of them that was super
like
cognizant.
But everybody.
Because he was an experiment. Do you remember? It was they mutated his gene and then he started biting other vampires because he could feed on vampires as well as humans. I actually think one of the best kind of feral vampires in movies was in Stakeland.
You know, I'm still not watching that one.
It's good, man.
Watch the sequel.
It's good. It's a slow burn initially, but it's
when we had to put up with toy shite everywhere.
Yeah,
initially.
It's a zombie apocalypse movie, but with vampires with a Mad Max flavor.
Oh,
Mad Max 1, not any of the crazy Mad Maxes, just Mad Max 1.
Right. The fucking. All right. Was the sequel any good or?
Watched it yet.
I enjoyed it, if memory serves me correctly. It's been a spell.
Oh shit! All right, I'll go ahead and put those on my watch list.
Stakeland's good, man.
I actually put them on my skip it because like the trailer just didn't really hook me because it seems slow, and I was like,
It's justifiably slow because there's a lot of kind of establishing how barren and humanless the world is. Do you mean if you think John Carpenter's Vampires is that kind of, there's kind of, it's slow, but once it gets rolling, it's fucking rolling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know John Carpenter's Vampires technically opens up essentially with a big massive vampire / slayer massacre, but then it gets kind of slow for a while up until. So if you forget that bloodbath of an opening, and then you kind of remember the rest of the pace of the movie, it's that kind of vibe.
I gotta
Priest
go
was
with
good.
Roach.
Yeah, I liked Priest. A lot of people hated that.
No, I dug it. Like, but Rochi brought up the Strain, which was like he said it was a good series, but it kind of went sideways.
I still haven't watched the season of that actually.
Season 1 is really good, and then it kind of went arseways after season 1.
Right, but I dig the shit out of the guy that played the rat catcher. I can't his fucking name, but I dig the fuck out of him.
He was a cool character. John Carpenter's Vampires is awesome, Bill. You're completely correct.
Yeah.
I love that movie. And the other one, I even liked the sequel with Bon Jovi.
Really? I
liked
couldn't
it.
get numbers.
I liked it. It was okay. I liked it. I liked it. I was a bit upset that mandatorily he had to do the fucking main song for the fucking soundtrack, which was
right.
I could have done without that, like. But I thought he was okay.
I kind of felt like that was kind of a contract. Like, yeah, I'll do the movie if I can do a song.
Like, don't get me wrong, he's not fucking
James.
Yeah, he's not James Woods, like. Do you know what I mean? But I thought he was okay. It was all right. Anyway, we're going to hit the trailer for Blood Red Sky, and we will be back afterwards where we are going to be talking about The Suicide Squad, which, full discretion, fucking amazing. We'll be back in a moment. Bye.
The annual purge will conclude in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for your participation.
We survived.
All police and emergency services have been reinstated. All crime, including murder, is now illegal.
Come on, let's get to work. One night only. Rest of the year is peaceful.
Help me! Help me! The purge is over, please!
No, I'll let you know.
Sorry, one moment. I just realized that was the fucking
Oh shit! It's the Purge.
Yeah, that was the trailer for the Purge. Sorry, one moment. Whoopsies. I was wondering because full discretion, I was downloading or urged Purge movies at the same time where I have the Purge music in that, so I didn't notice for a second. Sorry about that, guys. 1 sec. Good times. Well, look, I did tell you I had to take some painkillers for my tooth, so.
I like Bill. So we're supposed to rewatch this shit again?
Yeah. It's really bad. Right, I need to change that just for the copyright purposes. Red Sky. And it is a Netflix movie, if memory serves me correctly, isn't it?
Yeah.
It says they're in the thingy.
Yeah, so that's that covered. And then we just click this here really quickly. Sorry about that, kids. Kids!
Yeah, no, you would think plug in one, let it set, it's charged. Not my child.
There we go. Now, here is the trailer for Blood Red Sky.
Excuse me.
Saz.
Da bist du.
Ist das ihrs?
Ich habe ein Rezept dafür.
Ist deine Mutter immer noch nicht da?
Sie nimmt gerade ihre Medizin. Dadurch produziert der Körper neues, gesundes Blut. Aber in Amerika gibt es einen Arzt, der kann sie wieder gesund machen.
Don't touch me, okay?
Was ist denn los?
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have control of the plane.
Ist alles gut, mein Schatz?
We want this operation of ours to go off without a hitch. If not,
Elias!
use your imaginations.
Und mein Sohn.
What the hell?
Blut getrunken.
It's the only way to stop them. Or they're going to kill everyone on board.
Wir schaffen das, versprochen.
That Johnny.
She wants to get away from the sun. Let's give her some.
Das Böse ist in dir. Du kannst es nicht raus.
Right, that was the trailer for the trailer for Blood Red Sky. If you got Netflix, well worth a watch. Go check it out. Really enjoyable is the wrong word, I suppose, because it's graphic as well. Well, you know, I like these kinds of things. Enjoyable. It's really enjoyable. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. The horror in there is good. The action movie in there is good. Everything's good.
Giving it a score.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we're going to give it a score. I'm going to give it a very happy 4. Easy.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 4 stars.
Oh God, was here without Buzz around.
What? I normally don't. It's normally not a hard issue to work out the average unless he gives it like a weird point something. When he just does a 0.5, I'm like, that's fine. I can work that into the averages.
Oh, maybe there was only 2, night watch and day watch. For some reason.
No, there is only 2.
I guess they were talking about a third, but it never came to be.
Which is the
Bill
book
gave the
that
buzz
I
vote 1.5. You can't give it a 1.5. Oh yeah, I get it now because he always low votes. Okay, that's fine.
Holy shit, this is the same dude that did Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I loved that fucking movie.
You know what? I actually enjoy that. I know I'm not supposed to enjoy it, but I do enjoy it. Is it because it's a comic book and they don't do it the way they did it in the comic book? Is that where your head's like?
No, it's because I was just like, oh my God.
I totally I forgot. I shouldn't like it, but I do. I'm sorry.
I won't lie to you. The movie's totally worth it just for that big vampire fight on the train.
It is.
Yeah.
And to see Abraham Lincoln just kicking vampire ass was just like, I don't know.
Abraham Lincoln was the male version of the Once a Generation a Slayer is Born.
Yep. Which only made him cooler.
Anyway, Suicide Squad?
Yeah, Suicide Squad. I'll get the trailer lined up here while we start talking. Yeah, a big tell because people obviously were interested because, DC, they haven't been really knocking it out of the park in the old live action movie format recently, have they? We'll be honest. Ever.
DC have an awful habit of, they get the first couple right, and then for some reason they let people get involved, and as soon as other people get involved, down they go.
Before we get in, Cinema Reaper just did an interesting post where he went, my fantasy Suicide Squad includes Desportles, Kite Man, the original Clayface Basil Carlo, Hyena, Punchline, Dexter, and the ventriloquist and Scarface.
Huh.
That'd be an interesting lineup.
Oh, man, I can't even, it just seems more like a bank heist at that point.
Who's Despotatus?
I think he's isn't he able to make portals in himself? Isn't he like a portal?
Maybe.
Or is that Portal Man? At the risk it sounded weird.
I know the rest of them.
Reaper, can you clarify who Desportalis is, please?
Dexter would be an evil little bastard.
Yeah. That's the evil cat, isn't it?
It's the cat with a fucking red lantern.
Yeah, the red lantern cat.
Now, Bill says I refuse to watch Suicide Squad on principle because of John Cena's in it. I won't
lie to you. John Cena is one of the best parts of this movie.
Yes.
John Cena is just
John Cena
literal dedication
for freedom, dude. You need to see this film.
Yeah. He, because of the John Cena character in WWE, he's actually literally the perfect guy for this role. He's like John Cena.
God, yes.
To the max. But if John Cena was a murdering son of a bitch opposed to just being a career ender. I said it. And I won't take it back.
No, I was kind of apprehensive with the whole John Cena thing. But I gotta say, like,
this Despitalis is a member of the Sinestro Corps. He's a living virus.
Oh, I know who he's on about now.
Yep. They actually to.
Yeah, he'd be. He could.
They had to find another sentient virus or sentient something to give a Green Lantern to. Despitalis wiped out this thing's entire world, and this guy was waiting for the right opportunity to give him a Green Lantern ring, and fucking he went in after him, inciting somebody.
Huh. No shit.
Despitalis.
Huh. No, like I said, dude, like I think this was I can't say that like John Cena's like necessarily a great actor, but I find that he's doing really good in comedy. He did really good in Suicide Squad. He's got something called like Friends Vacation coming on Hulu. The trailer is kind of like a not normal character, and I'm finding he's looking good in comedy roles where he's not being himself, but he's getting outside the box.
Yeah, he was good in that
character.
He was good in that movie. Is it Stepdad or whatever? Do you remember Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg?
Stepdad
2. It was the sequel because it was.
There we go.
Yeah. He was good in that. He does do the comedy roles. Although I will say, that new. Or no, it's not. Yeah, that new Fast and the Furious movie that he was in. He was really good in that.
I mean, like he was good. Like that was really like just story issues I had with like Fast 9.
Like how are him and Dom related?
Thank you. I don't want to be that guy, but like that's literally the question I had in that whole fucking deal.
They're two different shades of people, bro. Like if he's adopted, tell me. Like also because everyone's a member of your family now, so I also don't know. Is it like is he your brother? Is in you're my brother, or is he my brother? Is in my dad signed papers and you're officially my brother? Or is it like my dad's been dunking balls all over the fucking basketball courts? And
this one that came home, like it was just so weird, dude. Like
yeah. I won't lie to you, even when I saw the trailer the first time and it turns around and he's like, he's my brother, and it's like, is he? What the? Sorry, what?
Sorry, it was just characters. Like the two of us were like dunking balls all over the court. Yeah, and this was just the one that came home.
Yeah. Sometimes balls roll uphill.
It do, like you know, and it stays like, oh, shit, you're here. Okay, cool. You know, hey, this is your brother. Really?
But is he your brother? Because you also told me that Paul Walker was your brother, but I know that was in a sort of you're my brother, you know, kind of way. So what are we talking here? Blood? Is that what? Oh, it's blood brother. Right? Okay. Right.
Actually, yeah. Reaper just pointed out.
He's not a Cena fan, though.
Reaper just pointed out that Cena was even good in Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! That's right. I forgot about that. See, Bill says he's that one guy I can't stand watching. If he ended up in an Iron Man film, my favorite superhero, I'd refuse to watch it. I don't know, man. Like I said, I can't say he's a great actor, but I still kind of give him a chance. Like Bumblebee, you know, I'll watch that. And if he sucks, then he sucks in the film. But he killed me with the fucking Suicide Squad. And you see in the trailer where he's like, dude, this entire beach was covered with a bag of dicks. I'd eat every fucking one for, like, he nailed it, and it was funny as shit, dude.
He's such a fucking goofball until he's not a fucking goofball.
Right. He's like that borderline ass douchebag, and he rides that line so fucking well.
See, here's the thing, right? Because, and I know exactly what Bill's thing is, because Cena got shoved in our faces so much back in the day when watching WWE when he was
because his name is John Cena.
I can understand why Bill is the way he is. Personally, if I hear John Cena is in something, I'm going, oh, for frack's sake.
I won't lie to you. I honestly think I'm over that now.
So in my mind, if John Cena is in something, he has to actually impress me for me to be able to go, okay, yeah, that was good. And in this one, he did.
I was going to say, I think this was it.
And it's because In this case, it is because of the Cena thing, like the wrestler thing, because he knows what it means to throw yourself 100% into this madcap character.
Yeah,
like this off the wall shit.
Yeah.
Vince has a bad stake, and all of a sudden,
remember, he is John Cena, but at one stage during his wrestling career, he was a human cyborg. Yeah,
I think
like that was a legit angle he had in OVW for a while.
Really?
Yeah. Human cyborg, because like back then they didn't come John Cena size. You know what I mean? They were big, but like John Cena was like, you know, the way Hulk was big, but he was like he was a big toned dude. Cena was fucking big and jacked. Do you know what I mean?
Huh. I think Rochi killed it though. Cena is self-aware of how he's perceived.
Yeah.
As an actor, he plays
he's so that man is so self-aware. Look at even the suits he wears to all the fucking movie interviews and stuff. He looks like a fucking idiot. They're all like he dresses like. Do you remember the fucking stupid suits that McGregor used to wear? He dresses like Conor McGregor, but he's John Cena size, so he looks like some 9-year-old boy on their communion on steroids.
You know, he went to the premiere dressed as Peacekeeper, right?
Yeah, 100%. And stayed in the Peacekeeper. Stayed in the Peacekeeper. He stayed in the Peacekeeper character the entire time, bar when he ran into Miro on the red carpet and he broke character and he was all hanging out with Miro for a bit.
What's so, like, what's you? Very good, but I'm gonna be back in there. No.
I don't know. Like I said, I feel like The Rock found his spot and he's become a good actor. I'm not saying that Cena's going to do that, but I think he's found a happy spot of like these off the wall characters.
I won't lie to you. The Rock, acting wise, in his defense, was pretty much knocking it out of the park from when he landed. The Rock's problem was he was in a lot of shitty movies.
Well, yeah, like I was going to say, because I didn't think he was good in, like, say, you know, the beginning, what was it, like, Tooth Fairy and all this other shit. But now
yeah, but the thing was, he was good. He was fine in Tooth Fairy. It's just Tooth Fairy was a god-awful fucking movie.
Yeah, but I don't know. It seems like the longer they've progressed, they found that happy place. They're like having fun.
I never understood how when wrestlers go into fucking movies, they always have to do a kids' movies first. It's like, why aren't you, like, how is this not an action movie star?
What? Started off in The Mummy 2, and then he got his own film, The Scorpion King, which was so bad I fell asleep watching.
Yeah, that was such a shit one.
Watch the film.
That's right. Seen before. The Rock redid the fucking Walking Tall. I totally forgot about that shit.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
that was good.
Johnny Knoxville was great in that as well, actually.
Surprising.
Yeah, and Welcome to the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle was great fucking fun. Him and Sean William Scott. It's probably been easily 10 years since I've seen that movie. I must throw that on. That's a fun little movie, man.
Which one?
Welcome to the Jungle. Him and Stifler. He's like he's kind of like a gun for hire kind of guy, and Stifler's.
Oh, that's right. And he's supposed to be like tracking him down or some shit.
Yeah. Oh no, he tracks him down because he's a very good gun for hire. That's what he does. Is he tracks him down. It's just that Stifler's an annoying prick.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Great movie.
But no,
getting back to,
I think Cena did really good. He's picking like these weird kind of fun characters. And
back when he had to mandatorily do a rock bottom in every movie that he was in, I forgot about that. Do you remember there's the opening fight in the bar with the American footballers and the DJ?
To be fair, I watched Jungle Cruise recently, and he didn't do a rock bottom, but I think he does a standing suplex.
Oh. Gotta fucking pull out a move.
You always get some people's elbow in there as well somehow. It's disguised, but
on a Jaguar.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I was kind of like, suplex. That kind of, you think he'd do something a little bit on a Jaguar. Oh no, that's okay. Large jungle cat. I think the cool points come from what you're suplexing. Anyway, Suicide Squad is to the best of my knowledge is a sequel. But also a very, very, very hard reboot.
Oh, it's beautiful. Such a beautiful.
And if one of the things I can say about the original Suicide Squad movie that they did well was They got all of the bullshit background story that what is a Suicide Squad and how does the Suicide Squad work out of the way. And this just gets right into the fact that you already know what an Amanda Waller is, and you already know she's a fucking thundering cunt. And you already know that, we're going to get to a bit in the movie that any comic book fan or DC animated movie fan or any DC fan would, proper cheer.
Because I was talking to somebody recently about it, like they'd seen it, they were like, "Oh, well, I mean, like it was okay," and I'm like, "No, you got to look at it like." And she was like, "Well, dude, you're a comic book nerd," and I'm like, "No, this doesn't have anything to do necessarily with being like a comic book nerd. I'm
also a violence nerd."
No, well, but like I'm comparing Suicide Squad to the Suicide Squad, and I'm like, dude, the story's better, the fucking like everything about it is better. And it was what was missing in the first one. So I was like, I know it's going to win an award, but when you compare,
are you talking about the fact that the original one was missing really good action, a really good soundtrack, and any actual storyline depth or character progression?
Yes.
And Will Smith wouldn't wear a fucking helmet like he's supposed to.
Well, and all of the joke shit. I mean,
thing, right? First Suicide Squad movie gets made. And then Warner Brothers or whoever the fuck turns around and goes, "That's not the film we wanted." So they hire James Gunn. They bring him in. "James, we want you to do this. We want you to make it the way you've made Guardians of the Galaxy." "Okay, cool." No. We want you to do it this way." "Okay." No. We want you to do it this way." "All right." No. We want you to do it this way." "Fine. Here's your film." "Okay, this is the film we have. No one likes it." This time,
shit.
James Gunn.
Yeah, right.
This time we're just going to let you do you.
It's
Why
also
don't you do you? That works.
It's also not just that. It's also there's a very smart thing done here, which is there are one or two big name or relatively well-known DC name characters in the movie, but for the most part, most of the Suicide Squad are people that a lot of people haven't super heard of or aren't super. Well, I'll put it this way: like, say for instance, like myself and Giz with Deadshot, it's like. He shouldn't be wearing the mask. If something happened where the mask got shot off his face or something like that, I can understand he's not wearing the mask. But he never wears the mask. He chucks it on for one mandatory scene because I'm sure Warner Brothers or whoever were like, if you don't put it on at all in the movie, they're going to have a fucking mental breakdown. Who's they? The comic book nerds, you fucking big idiot. They're going to have a fucking mental breakdown.
And we did. Is, right? No. Do you want to know why we had the mental breakdown? Because he mentions the mask. Because there's other versions of Deadshot who doesn't have a mask, who does have the targeting thing, never mentions a mask, and so it's not an issue. The fact that he mentioned the mask, he mentioned it and says, "Whenever I put this on, people die," and then he puts it on and takes it off less than 5 fucking seconds.
As I was saying, like if you look at the characters that they had in the original Suicide Squad movie. Sorry, my mouth is still a little bit like in the original Suicide. So that original movie of the thing that we're talking about now, that one, they were all relatively well-known characters in the DC universe. Like, even a lot of people have heard of Captain Boomerang. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, also, one of the issues people had with Captain Boomerang in the original is the guy's literally called Captain Boomerang, and I think I saw him throw one of his boomerangs as is in the intended purpose of his weapon maybe once during the entire fucking film.
In the first one?
In the first one, he barely uses the boomerang. Oh, no, he uses the boomerang a whole lot to stab people.
Yeah, exactly. He
very rarely chucks the boomerang, as is the intended use. Whereas, I won't lie to you, even in the opening scene that he's only in this movie, I think there was more him chucking boomerangs than I saw in the entire original Suicide Squad. Anyway, the point is, because these are lesser known characters, they were kind of free to take some liberties and dick around with people a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's exactly what they do in the comics. Because if you're reading the Suicide Squad comics, what's interesting is you read like 4 or 5 issues, and this is the team that you're reading for 4 or 5 issues. Then issue 6, someone dies. Okay, cool, fair enough. Then you're reading with more. The teams, they get trapped in and change out. You never know who's going to die or when, because a lot of the characters they're drawing from are the kind of B-level, D-level bad guy pools, and they're people that you can do things with, and it's not going to cause big ripples in the comic book world. Or they're characters that we say their title, and this is a big thing in DC, their titles are maybe not hereditary, but they've been passed on. you have a lineage character, and we see that in Suicide Squad. We have Ratcatcher too. Now she's the daughter of the original Ratcatcher, but DC, the way it works,
who's
needs to be related
Ratcatcher?
to something. Because
I fan fantasy booked something. I saw someone mention it online, and I went into it. You know the way the Turtles and DC have crossed over into the same universe?
Yes.
Batman.
Yeah. So that means that they're in the same continuity to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Well, they dimension jump in that
what
film.
If Ratcatcher 2 is the daughter of the Rat King?
No, I think Ratcatcher is actually... He was...
yeah, I know, but look, just don't ruin this for me. I don't get to talk about Turtles a lot in this show.
Rochi was like, "Are we allowed to talk about spoilers?" I kind of feel like the movie just came out.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't have a spoiler warning button anymore. I can put.
But I don't know, what spoiler there is. There's if you've seen the first one, you know the gist.
If everyone in the chat doesn't mind, just if you've seen the movie, let us know before we get into spoilers. I think would be the fairest way of getting into it. Anyway, whole synopsis of the movie for the minute is there is a...
We send bad guys to do it.
Yeah, well, there's a governmental coup that has happened on this Guatemalan...
The nation of Cordo Maltese.
Okay, well, those lads, there was a coup. Some guys took over and essentially just took control of the country. And Suicide Squad have been sent in to resolve said issues. But of course, it doesn't go to plan remotely because it's the Suicide Squad. And, a lot of their missions, though the goal may be achieved by the end, sometimes, maybe, possibly, normally it's not on the most linear of paths. Right. Would be the best way of describing it.
Necessarily care who we lose with the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
I will say, Cinema Reaper said he loved Bloodsport. I thought the movie would have suffered had they brought back Will Smith's Deadshot as originally.
And I'm not. I won't lie to you. I don't think it would have suffered for bringing back Deadshot. I think it would have suffered from bringing back Will Smith as Deadshot.
Yeah.
Well, but that's kind of the same thing, though. Had they brought back Will Smith, we would have gotten the same bullshit from the first movie that I had a lot of issue with.
If they recast Deadshot, I think it would have worked fine. But I think Bloodsport was a much better.
I like the fact that they didn't recast it and they just re-rolled it.
If you even think of because you read a lot of the comics and stuff, if you think of Bloodsport in the comic books, just kind of attitude and character-wise, and Peacemaker, they're a much better dynamic than.
More than that, though, it's a joke in the film because Bloodsport is just another version of Deadshot. So as a result, when you have that conversation when Waller's listing out what Peacekeeper does, and Bloodsport stops and goes, "Hey, he's just the same thing." So that's the gag. That's that joke. We don't have Will Smith. Instead, we just have the same thing because it's just transplant. Even the thing with the daughter and all the rest of it.
But that's also how a Suicide Squad is set up: is to have one guy you have a certain guy that does this, you have a certain guy that does that, you have a certain guy that does this, and then you have a load of fucking miscellaneous meat that's just really good at wrecking shit.
Or absorbing bullets, depending on the situation.
Yeah, King Shark
is a shark
who can absorb bullets.
No, they bounce off him.
Yeah, whatever. He doesn't give a shit about bullets. Is the point I'm getting at?
Monsters, nom nom.
Now let's see.
Keaton and Affleck Batman are supposed to be in the Flash movie. I'm down for that.
See, I said,
he's dimension.
I'm down for that. Keaton's still one of the best. Keaton's possibly still the best Batman.
Fuck yeah. Now, Rochi said that they changed Bloodsport's character and origin. I'll have to take his word on it because I wasn't familiar with Bloodsport.
I'd heard the name, but I wasn't familiar with the backstory either.
Exactly. I heard the name, but that's all I fucking knew about it.
Yeah, but he is. When I meant character-wise, I meant as in he is quite wisecracking. Well, wisecracking is probably an overstatement, but I think he's
just truthful. He just did not care about internal monologue. He's so we're gonna send you, a ferret, and these people. Fuck, I'm gonna die. I loved his external monologue he just didn't hide fuck about it, dude.
I have to
Weasel
say
can
the swerve of the original the swerve of the team you see going in initially, because there's so many well-known actors.
Oh,
it's such a good swerve, because I mean, like that first lineup of Suicide Squad that you have Michael Rooker as
Savant.
Yeah, as Savant. You have Nathan Fillion as MDK. TDK, that's it. You have
He's not
Pete.
Javelin.
Yeah, I can't remember who played Javelin. You have Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live playing. I can't remember his name.
Okay, so here's the thing: Blackguard.
Yeah.
I was hoping he would fucking bite it. Like, I don't know what it was about his character.
He's a little ass-licking shitheel. That's.
Yeah, like I was kind of like, God, I hope you get it fucking quick, bro. And then we had Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, I think we can get into that because it's the opening of the movie, so I don't feel bad about ruining that.
She was the orange chick, Mongal.
Yeah, Mongal. She's Mongol's daughter.
Blackguard, Weasel, Harlequin.
She's out of that whole opening team that go to invade initially. Mongal is literally the only one to do anything, bar Harlequin.
Right.
Everyone else just gets fucking railed.
No, Boomer took out a couple of people.
I mean, like
Mongal took out an entire helicopter. She just wasn't smart enough to get off it before crashing it clean into the ground.
Mongal took out her own team.
Yeah, there was that too.
I wondered about that. Like, she jumped on. She's like, "I got this, bitch," and then like completely froze up when shit went south and like, let go. All you have to do is just let go and run for cover.
Savant literally pulled a fucking Eric Cartman on it, which was just, "Screw you guys, I'm going home."
Dude, that's bad.
Which is
that poor
actually,
bastard.
Come to think of it, it was interesting because he's the only person in the whole movie you get to see lose their fucking noggin due to an actual Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the Weasel fuck shit up as well, but I don't think the Weasel really fucks shit up. The Weasel's just there. The Weasel. I think it's the only reason. The only reason the Weasel was on that team in the first place is I think they have a mandatory number of people they need to fill for a team, and they're just like, Weasel, I suppose he'll do.
Reaper was like, side note.
Yeah,
Superman would have at least showed up at the end of the Starro battle, seeing that a giant starfish with mind control powers maybe would have warranted a check-in.
I think they actually went up against Starro,
and then he was
in the comics.
Maybe he's an ICU.
Starro's a Superman thing originally.
Yeah, I know it's the Superman thing originally, but I didn't Suicide Squad. Why can't I say Suicide Squad tonight?
I just said it.
I said it there. Didn't Suicide Squad? Wasn't there a literary backup for them also?
I remember the Justice League going up against them. I don't remember Suicide Squad ever doing it.
So it's a distinct probability because, like, I think it's on the Suicide Squad comic is on like its 4th or 5th version at this stage. Since the 70s.
Wait a minute.
The original Suicide Squad was a military unit led by Flag. It had the original Suicide Squad had Slipknot, it had Enchantress, it had Flag, and a couple other people who I can't remember right now. But it was far more military, and it wasn't until the second incarnation that Waller stepped in and started doing it was Task Force X always, but it wasn't until Waller stepped in that it started becoming ex-cons, and Flag was there at the start leading them, I think, or was he even at the start?
No, he was.
He was there for the first original.
Yeah, we always wanted one anchor to like push the horde, so it seemed like he was.
But in the comics, I don't know if he was part of it.
I think Garrett's right. I think it's Justice League, and my brain just substituted the Suicide Squad into the imagery from my.
No, I thought Flag was there from the beginning.
No, Flag was their first military-based unit.
Oh.
I don't know if he was there for the second incarnation, which is when Waller started using cons.
Okay. Let's see. I just saw. So Rochi was like, "Hey, look up who played Weasel." I thought that was kind of cool because Weasel was also played by Calendar Man, which is Gunn's brother, that did the physical onset body of Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I cannot remember his fucking name.
There's actually a couple of Marvel people that show up in this.
Who was it?
Think about it.
Sean.
Name here, Sean.
Yeah.
Gunn.
Sean Gunn.
Yeah, so like when they were doing Guardians of the Galaxy, he did the green suit Rocket, and then they brought him in to do Weasel and Calendar Man real quick.
That's cool. I like that. It's weird seeing Marvel people showing up in a DC movie.
It is like what was it? Mantis is.
It's like AEW with the Forbidden
She's
Door.
the redhead. When they go into that bar and they have the whole drinking scene, Mantis is dancing on stage. So he brought over a few people that he had worked with previously. What fucked me up is like you have
Disney must be having a fucking mental breakdown.
Shit, dude. What fucked me up was though they have the 2 post-credit scenes, and one of them leads on to what I found out is going to be a HBO Plus TV series. Peacekeeper. Sorry.
2.
Yeah, you get the one very at the end where like Weasel pops up.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And then there's a second one that's damn near at the ass end of the credits, and we find
the 2 who it wasn't your one that did the thing, but it was the other 2 who also stood up to water.
Yeah. Right.
To have to deal with Keeper.
He also
Sean.
voiced. He also did King Shark. It was Sean Aggie, Steve Aggie. Sorry. And I can't find the other chick. Jennifer Holland. They were in the control room. For some reason, they were the hey, Waller doesn't like us, so they're doing a Peacemaker TV show. I don't know how many episodes yet, but it's Peacemaker Saves the Fucking World, which is the tagline they drop in the second post-credit. And they were like, well, why do you need him? It's like, well, we need him to save the fucking world.
Yeah, we knew there was a Peacekeeper TV show coming up because it's part of the big list of stuff that DC and HBO announced back.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the list, so that was a surprise to me after the fact.
Jesus.
So sorry, tell me the end scene again, because I never saw that second end scene.
You remember
people who didn't
crash? Wait, whoa! One person talk, please.
Yes.
Seen as the dude with the glasses and the blonde-haired chick that are in Waller's office are seen walking along a hospital corridor. They're not happy about it. Turns out Peacemaker is still alive. They're asked, why are you here to see him? Because apparently we need him to save the world.
Got it. Okay.
Well, we need him to save the fucking world, which is the name of the show. Peacemaker Saves the F***K world. And apparently that's going to be the name of the show for HBO.
Love it. Perfectly marketable.
Now seeing him play that character, I was like, I'll fucking watch that.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I fucking read. I won't lie to you, dude, and it's such a flip to be talking about this in relation to a DC animated, or not DC animated movie, but a DC comic book movie, which is, this is honest to God one of the best comic book movies I've seen out in a couple of years.
Yeah, it's a good laugh.
Oh, dude, I fucking dug the shit out of it. I got hung up by Bill, Stephen Amell, or Green Arrow from the CW TV show. Maybe returning to wrestling, possibly AEW. That fucked me up for a second.
As in,
well, he's in a TV series.
He's in a
called
wrestling
Heels,
TV show. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's why we don't. I think that's why we don't hear about the heels thing so much anymore on AEW. They didn't want to confuse it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense to bring him in because I mean, it's not like he's a wrestler, but he's flippy as fuck.
Right. And I mean, like, it's not like he's not had the fucking training.
Yeah, he's done a good bit with Cody because I mean, he had a big match. There was some Bullet Club thing that they did, and he was at it. It's where I got I got his hoodie from that. I got the Arrow Club hoodie
whole fucking table thing and shit.
I got the Vigilante Club hoodie because they made a brand of Bullet Club hoodies for that Stephen Emile event called Vigilante Club, and it's got like the arrow mask, and you know the Bullet Club logo. It's like the Bullet Club logo, but it's like bow and arrows and the arrow mask and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You're all right, kids.
Yeah.
You look like you were about to hop something off a wall.
We're good.
I'm thinking Bree's only going to be watching the Suicide Squad for, I guess, Cena or I can never pronounce his name right. He did fucking Bloodsport, right?
Idris Elba.
Yeah. Because I can't.
They're in the same Fast and the Furious. Oh no, they're not in the same Fast and the Furious movie. Actually, they're both in separate Fast and the Furious movies.
He was in
just watching it.
Huh?
Oh, seriously, Pete Davidson?
Capaldi.
Damn. All right.
No, Peter Capaldi.
What?
Peter Capaldi.
What about him?
He's the thinker.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry, you just said Pete. So, like, there's a Pete Davidson who played Blackguard.
That's the guy from Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Oh, you were right.
It is. Doctor Who.
Yeah, you see, that's who I thought it was because I'm old and stupid.
Right. That snapped out really quick. I didn't mean like right. I mean like, nope, you know what? Never mind. So, that went south really hard. My bad.
That was perfect comedy time. That was brilliant.
Anyway, all in all, Suicide Squad, I think we're going to start rounding up. Really good movie. Actually, before we go, I have to say, I honest to God think this is the best treatment of Harley Quinn in any of the DC movies so far. It's the most Harley Quinn we've got.
And I'm sad because apparently Margaret has kind of said that she's not going to be doing the Harlequin character for a while, that she just needs a break. Which I mean, like, think about it, she did, what was that, like,
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, and then this one.
Yeah.
Her character is like live. Like she's like always on point in every fucking scene.
Yeah.
So I can see her kind of like just being tired and burned out.
Yeah.
And she, like, I just kind of need to step away for a second. So I hope she comes back to it because she fucking kills it.
Right. I think we'll hit the trailer for Suicide Squad and then we're going to be back to give our ratings and then we're going to say goodbye. Pete Davidson is funny as Ebola.
I gotta agree.
Yeah, the animated series of Harley Quinn is fucking brilliant, by the way. Yeah. It's great. Right, we're going to hit the trailer for Suicide. Thank you. Suicide Squad, and we'll be back after that. See you in a minute.
You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna risk the entire mission for a mental defective dressed as a court jester.
This coming from a guy that wears a toilet seat on his head.
We don't leave one of our own behind.
Hopefully Harley's still alive.
No funny business, Colonel. These are dangerous people.
Team 2 is clear to go.
Fire on 3, 2.
What are you guys doing?
What?
We're here to save you.
You were gonna save me?
It was a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back inside and you can still do it.
That's patronizing.
I'm so sorry. Harley Quinn.
Bloodsport.
You know the deal. Successfully complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence. You fail to follow my orders in any way, and I detonate the explosive device in the base of your skull.
So this is the famous Suicide Squad.
Nom.
Any questions?
And?
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Here's the deal. We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
What? No.
If you cough without covering your mouth.
Harley, although that isn't an open invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth.
What's the plan? How the hell am I supposed to know?
You're the leader. You're supposed to be decisive.
And I've decided that you should eat a big bag of dicks.
If this whole beach was completely covered in dicks, and somebody said I'd eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo.
Why would someone put penises all over the beach?
Who knows why madmen do what they do?
This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
Don't you worry, eh? I'm gonna get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Oh my god! We've got a freaking kaiju up in this shit!
Uh-huh.
I don't wanna do your
We love the rain. It's like angels are splooching all over us.
Like fucking King Shark, where he was about to eat Ratcatcher 2.
And we're back. Yeah, so that was the trailer for Suicide Squad. Really good movie. I gotta say, as I said, Harley Quinn is handled really well in it because she's not just kooky and an anti-hero, she's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
There's a moment, and I think it happened in Birds of Prey as well, but there's a gunfight, and there's a moment where it just goes full Disney.
Harley Vision.
Yeah, Harley Vision. So, like, she's shooting people, there's flowers flying out the back of their heads, and there's little Tweety birds flying around the place. And
Plant one and watch someone die.
Ratcatcher 2, I thought she was great. She's like the soul and moral compass of the group.
Yep.
She's so cool. And with an ability to sleep through anything, that's almost adorable. John Cena and Tidy Whities, I'll never get out of my head, but I laughed my ass off when it happened. So, yeah, it was one of those kind of, that's hilarious. That's going to be an image burnt into my brain for the rest of my life, but that is hilarious.
And I truly dug seeing Starro like get screen time.
Yeah.
Like the only time I've ever seen it was anime, so it was cool to see like live big screen kind of deal.
Starro the Conqueror.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. All in all, go rent it on HBO, or if it's in a cinema near you, go get it in a cinema near you, because it is well worth it. It's great fun. It's absolutely great fun. Anyway, that's it from all of us this Thursday night, with our little kind of a not superhero themed, bloodbath themed,
murder themed
bloodbath. I'm saying bloodbath just to tie it in with the Twitter post. Yeah. We had comic book themed bloodbaths, we had airborne bloodbaths, and we had politically driven
bloodbaths.
Bloodbaths. Although it's not really a bloodbath in that case, or whatever. Okay, ratings for the Squad of Suicide. What are they?
4.
I'm actually going to give it a 5.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I fucking loved it. Fucking loved it.
Yes, 4.
Here's the thing. It's the first film that DC have done since they started going, we want to be Disney, that actually feels like it fits into a live action Disney stuff the way that the way that the Snyder stuff originally did. And like you said, I didn't realize that Snyder was a producer for this until Johnny told me earlier.
Yeah, I mean, like, I fucking over the moon enjoyed it, but like, I gotta say, like, that 5 for like, I was like, I don't know, soulfully moved to like a higher dimension of life or something. I don't know.
I think here's like my criteria for a 5, right? A, that the movie's really good, right? B,
okay,
do I see me rewatching it? As in, is it going to be a movie that I'm definitely going to throw on at least once a year? Do you know what I mean?
Already watched it this week, so check.
Hands down. And is it a movie that if someone went, movies from 2021, I was in a coma, what did I miss? Is that going to be one of the ones that I put on the list? So
3-star.
Yeah, so that's my 5-star rating.
I don't know, but like, I still feel like I should be like, I don't know, soulfully like transition to a higher plane. I don't know. Like for me, 4 is like a solid fucking number.
If I literally transition it to a higher plane, it'll get a 6 out of 5.
See, and that's what makes you cooler than me. I don't know. I'm just not as enlightened as you are.
well, maybe you just haven't watched as many transcendental cinema movies as
you're cooler than you and like are in that zone. I'm just not. So
I won't lie to you. You and I just watch an awful lot of terrible shit. To be blatantly honest, so there's a good chance.
Because I'm giving this motherfucker like a hard, like, I don't care who you do or don't like, watch this movie for. Like, I'm all about it.
I'm giving it doesn't bother me. I'm giving it the 5. Like, it's this is how comic book movies should be done. Do you know what I mean? Where, like,
oh yeah,
you know, look, you could tone down the gore a little bit, but there isn't like an overt amount of fucking cursing in it. There is at the start, but that's a fucking bloodbath. So, do you know what I mean? But like, it's showing that the R-rated comic book movie is perfectly doable. Like that Deadpool isn't
right
a
like,
once-off kind of franchise thing.
I get that PG gets more asses and seats, but I truly enjoy the R-rating kind of superhero films.
Yeah, you need that, like, you know, and I think it does a really, really good job of doing that. Also, I just popped for how good John Cena was in it.
Right.
I like seeing dudes, like, don't get me wrong, as a wrestler, I know he was driven down all of our throats and stuff like that, but he was fucking... There was a period when he wasn't, like, just been driven down everyone's throats where the character was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Back when he was, like, Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena. Like, do you know what I mean? That was cool, where he was doing the fucking... I know the raps weren't fucking mind-blown, but some of the shit... Some of the shit with spanking Stephanie McMahon's ass and all that kind of shit, do you know what I mean? It's fun, initially. And then he turned into the fucking, you know, I throw t-shirts into the crowd. It was such a weird transcendence for the character. It was just kind of like, oh, I took the chain off my neck, now I'm a good guy. Oh, okay. I get it now. You stopped dunking on people and you took the chain off your neck. He's a good guy now.
T-shirt.
I've decided that jorts are the way I'm going to go for the rest of my life.
Right.
You know, it's a fashion choice, and it's
a life choice.
Yeah, it's a life choice, and you know, I think in a world where people are making loads of crazy life choices, a man deciding that jorts are the way to go isn't the worst of them. Unless you're that dude who does commentary occasionally on NXT, he can fuck off, jorts wanker.
Pat McAfee.
Pat
fuck
McAfee,
off.
that's it. Isn't that what fucking Adam Cole called him? Jorts wanker? Or was it Jorts asshole? Yeah. Goddamn Jorts wanker. Yep.
I'm with Bill. I would love to get a time machine and go back to the 90s and watch Stone Cold and The Rock and Y2J fresh again.
Oh, man. Job. It's all good. You should watch AEW, Bill, because Y2J is doing his best of hits at the moment over there.
Really?
Yeah, well, he had a death match with Brian Gage, and he hadn't had like a death...
Nick Gage?
Nick Gage, sorry, that's it, yeah. And he hadn't had a death match before, and then he had a match with Juventud Guerrero last week, which is like one of his longest rivals in wrestling ever. And then this week, what was it this week? He was fighting MJ? No.
He got replaced by Wardlow.
Did he win though? He won.
Yeah.
Judas elbow?
Yeah.
Because it's Judas
effective.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, if you're new to the channel and you haven't been here before, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below. We're trying to grow our audience to the magical 1,000 so that we might actually be allowed, you know, get a tick on our account saying we're verified and, you know,
that'd be awesome.
Be allowed to monetize a video, even though we won't be allowed to monetize the video anyway, but it'd be nice to have the option. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the bell notification icon as well, because occasionally, if it feels like it and the moons are aligned with planet Pluto in the right direction, it might actually notify you when the channel goes live. And other than that, we're going to catch you all next week, where we're going to be talking about some other sort of mad horror bollocks. Not next week, actually. We're going to catch you Sunday, where we're going to be doing some Among Us, possibly for the last week. I know I said it a couple of weeks ago, but possibly for the last week for a while. Although I don't know, because loads of people seem to be liking the... Sith B, what's going on? How are you? Welcome to the chat.
Sith B, that's Bill.
That's Bill?
Yeah, he usually goes by Sith B.
Well, Bill is also...
Oh, there we go. Sith B. Okay.
Yeah, it is Bill because it said boobs. What was I saying? Yeah, we're probably going to be... I don't know. We need to have a chat about Among Us because a lot of people seem to be just liking Among Us.
I am liking the fact that we're getting more people in with us, though, too.
Yeah, and we seem to be getting new subs every time we play Among Us with people.
Right.
I have to give Giz credit, and it never even dawned on me when we were doing the games, and the amount of flagrant advertising we're going to be doing to people in the chat from now on that joined the game in game. Just to let you know, we're on live stream, by the way. You should go check us out. Blah, 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 blah. That's going to be a thing. That'll be happening from right now. I was pissing by your window and noticed a little tink outside. Tink, tink. Poor little tink, tink. Yeah. So that's it. We're going to catch you all Sunday night where we're going to be doing some other sort of horror stuff. As I said, because we were talking about The Purge earlier, myself and Giz shot a series of... they're technically adverts for American horrors, but they're also short films. It wasn't... It was an idea we had, and it went well, and it didn't go well, and then it went well again for a while, and then it... Actually, do you know what? The actual promo side of it always went well. It was more the you and me as talking to a sock was the problem. But here's part 1 and 2 of the story for you instead, where Giz dies and he's resurrected again, but not really. He's more of a ghost man than anything like that. But anyway, we'll catch you all next week, or by next week, yet again, just to clarify, I mean Sunday. We're going to be talking about some other sort of bad horror bollocks. Gorecast out.
Giz. You will not believe what happened.
What?
Fucking read it.
Holy smeg!
I know.
Is this... Do we actually get to... Do this?
I've got the urge to burn!
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. You said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Do you like sushi? God damn it! I wanted to kill goddamn Shia LaBeouf.
And maybe you shouldn't have invited Jean-Claude Van Damme along for a purge.
What? I thought you invited Jean-Claude Van Damme along for the purge.
No.
What the fuck?
They found us! I'll cover you! Come, trust me. I'll cover you!
Okie dokie. Cover us from what? I'm a little bit interested for it because I won't lie to you. It's been a bit of a lackluster purge. It's been...
This isn't going to go well.
I don't think so either.
I'd love to hear when you got...
He literally just shot 2 kids.
I know. How did we get an MK? Sidebar for a moment?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I won't lie to you. Van Damme's really starting to creep the fuck out.
Yeah, you and me both, man. I mean, that's just, how did he even get here?
I don't know. It's Van Damme in 80 powers. We gotta get rid of him, though, to be bluntly honest.
Yeah, too fracking sweet.
Okay. He seems like a reasonable guy. I feel we can just approach him.
You do that. I'm just gonna stand.
Better idea. We do that.
John Claude, here's the thing. We initially, as a duo on a TV show,
like to do things as a duo. You know, I didn't even bring my girlfriend. You know, she loves purging. Purge Queen of the Southeast, by the way, just to let you know. But awkwardness aside, we're just gonna go.
No! Yeah, you do your thing, we're just gonna go and do our thing. I think it would work out better for everybody that way.
Not in your life.
Not on your life, not on my life, not on anybody's life. You know, it's not my problem though, that's the thing.
You animal! You goddamn animal!
Jeez, buddy, Jesus! Are you okay?
Oh God. Every time this happens, you think I'd be ready for it, but I'm not. I'm never ready. There's so many things.
You have died a lot.
There's so many things I've left to do. I was gonna run through one of them offices, and I was gonna grab onto one of them.
I won't lie to you, you usually kind of come back, I'm sure you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, but even still, man, so many things. I was gonna go through one of those offices, and I was gonna skin every one of them. And I was gonna.
I know that, but I genuinely, like, you and I have died separate times.
Oh God, why does it hurt so much every time? You think I'd be used to it? I like pain, but this, I'm not used to this.
So really, like, I won't lie to you, I don't know why this is happening, because ordinarily you just...
Oh God, so many...
But we don't die in the promos.
So many things I was gonna do. So many fucking things. I'm never gonna get to them.
Oh, fuck.
Why am I still here? Okay, usually at this stage I've gone to one place. You know what? Fuck it. Deal with that later. You know what? Why not tune into American Horrors this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST-ish, where my partner, at least, will be giving you his opinions on the Purge movies, because I don't think I'm going to make it for it. I'm sure he'll probably figure in someone that can do stuff. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Back down, you son of a bitch! Catch!
Why the giz? Johnny's fucked up, dude. This is really fucked up, man.
I know.
Thanks for being reminding me so much to me. Whoa, hey! Dude! I'm a hologram? You can't fucking hug me, man. Fucking himbo.
Yeah, I got that now. Thanks.
Shit, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that himbo crack. I'm just feeling the pressure, you know. Network's doing great. Now we're losing gigs. It fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks, dude. It's appreciated. Where's his family? I want to pay my respects. So where are they at? Giz' family. Giz' family are at the end of the coffin. Trust me, you'll know them when you see them. Whoa! Yeah, okay. Sure. Good advice, buddy. As always, thank you so much. I believe you're correct, and I will pay my respects after. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, to be bluntly honest. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today on the moment of the death of our dear bald friend, the Giz from the Gorecast. Giz, you were a man among men. You were taken from this world far too soon, my friend. Dear Giz, why was it you, my friend? Why was you taken so soon, my little bald funny friend? Why couldn't it have been Johnny? He's right. It should have been me. It should have been me. Part of the Gorecast, the sex appeal, the himbo. Why was it Johnny first? Okay, the himbo line's a little bit. Why, Giz? Over the top, isn't it? You should be here, my friend. We should be making a eulogy to Johnny. That worthless himbo. Why was it Johnny first? Yeah, I don't fucking long-haired useless hippie over there. I do not look like a goddamn fucking hippie. Thank you very fucking much. I'm wearing black. What do we do now? I don't know why I have to keep explaining this to people. For fuck's sake, one of them is as bad as the other. Why was it Johnny first? Yeah, we get it, dude. You could move it along now. I don't know what to do. No! What do we do now without our little bald friend? Why not Johnny first? Why not Johnny first? Why not Johnny?
Hi there, folks! Just figured I might as well interrupt this useless pile of crap to remind you to stay tuned and tune in to American Horrors this Sunday, 8:30 CST-ish, where we're going to be talking about Pet Sematary, because all sorts of interesting things happen in that film that somewhat relate to this morbid piece of crap that's going on here.
Fucking suck.
Get out.
No
Get away from
respect,
me.
you fucking fuck. What's the deal with this? Fuck. It's time to do this, I guess. Fitting into my warrior co-host. I don't know about you, but I could use a drink.